My best friend cut off ties with me after finding out that I was sleeping with his sister, so I moved to another city. 2 decades later, the same mess started again. John and I are both in our 40s. He was my friend through middle school and most of high school. We hung out together, played the same sports, did church summer camp, and we basically grew up together. I also knew and spent time with his sister, Mary. Mary has cerebral palsy and uses an electric wheelchair. After graduating, John went to university, while I stayed back home to work at my father's business and go to community college, part-time. Mary also went to community college and we ended up hanging out a lot. John and his family liked the idea of me being like a big brother to Mary. Mary and I grew closer and we began having intimacy. We weren't exactly dating, but it was a lot of fun for both of us. Since Mary's family is very protective of her, we both agreed to keep our relationship a secret. Eventually, her family found out and there was an ugly confrontation with me and them. They accused me of taking advantage of Mary because of my familiarity with her and because she was disabled. Mary insisted she wanted the relationship, but they dismissed her views like they always did. John was especially angry at me, even trying to start a fist fight. My father got involved and things eventually settled down, but my friendship with John and his family was over. I ended up leaving the area after I got my associate's degree, and moved out of state to live with my mother. So, 2 decades have passed. I have stayed in contact with Mary, but only exchanged basic pleasantries with John and his family. They are still connected with my father, so it's just a courtesy relationship. 2 weeks ago, Mary came to my city and we met for lunch. It was a company event with her co-workers and vendors, but I still enjoyed seeing her again after so many years. We continued the evening at her hotel room and I ended up spending the night with her. This Saturday morning, I woke up to find a message from John. We've barely communicated for the last 20 years, so I was startled to see his name. Apparently, he'd gotten around to looking at the pictures Mary had posted from the lunch, and saw me sitting next to his sister. It was like we had teleported back in time to 20 years ago. The same accusations and angry insults got flung at me. He dredged up stuff I had forgotten about years ago. He ended his message, warning me not to spend time with Mary. I was outraged by his message. We're 2 grown men, not high school kids. How can he say those things about me and his sister? In my anger, I messaged him back, saying that not only did I spend time with Mary, but that we slept together again and he should get over himself. It felt good to retaliate like that, but I immediately had doubts. When I talked with Mary, she wasn't upset, but she made it clear that she would have preferred that I just ignore her brother like she does. We're still keeping our plans to see each other again, but I realize that Mary is disappointed by my childish behavior. Am I the jerk for my reply to John? Update 1. I've apologized to Mary and she's accepted my apology. That doesn't change the fact that I screwed up. For sharing intimate details without first asking Mary, I am the jerk. I will never do that again. As for the fallout of my jerk moment, John sent another nasty message that got even more personal, including telling me some things about our past and my father that were very hurtful. Following the advice of the comments, I replied calmly, and then blocked him. As I mentioned in my post, I will be seeing Mary again. I am spending this spring/summer back home with my father. After his wife passed last year, he decided to wind down his business and sell our old house. I will be going back there for about 3 months to help him with the business, fix a few things at the house, help him pack, and just hang out together. It's several decades of memories to be put away or donated, so we're taking our time. We'll do a barbecue and go to baseball games, like we did when I was a kid. Mary and I are looking forward to seeing each other again this summer. Our weekend together was memorable, despite my later stupidity. There's a fair chance that John will come and try to stir stuff up, but I'm not stressing over it. Mary means a lot to me. It will be good to have 3 months to enjoy each other's company before I have to leave again, this time, for good. I'm sure Mary and I will stay in touch, maybe even see each other again in the future.